Hi, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. I'm Jenny Parks, the Vice President for Policy and Research at MHEC. And I hope we have a nice mix of folks who are familiar with our work and those of you who are new to our work and to Graduate Credit Quest. Today, we are doing a webinar to help you understand what our Graduate Credit Quest website can do for you, your teachers, your institutions, and your concurrent enrollment programs, and to let you ask all the questions that are going to help you feel comfortable with joining us on that website. I will be joined today by my colleagues at Stellar Blue Technologies. That will be Greg and Jim. They will be monitoring the questions in the background. So if you do have any questions, please submit them in the Q&A section rather than in the chat. Makes it a little bit easier for us to monitor those that have been answered and those that have not. In anticipation of some of your other questions, we will be recording this webinar. In fact, we are already recording this webinar, and it will be posted to the past events part of the MHEC website. It will also be posted to the GCQ website, and there will be some additional documents and references there for your use and reference. So I think we will get started. Once again, thank you all for coming to an introduction to Graduate Credit Quest. So for those of you who are new to this or for who need a refresher, Graduate Credit Quest is a regional approach to helping teachers who either already teach concurrent enrollment courses or who aspire to teach concurrent enrollment courses to gain the additional graduate credits they need in order to meet the expectations of HLC. And we will go into that in a few minutes because I am mindful that there are some folks here who maybe don't have the context or the background here to understand why this type of work is needed. Just so you know, we've had this website for about a year now. We soft launched last March, and we've been trying to build it and add features to it since then. And so now we're into a new era of institutional and teacher recruitment, and we really want to push it forward, and hence our webinar today. So look for, if you do sign up for or receive any of our emails, you'll be seeing these pushes and these requests. This is actually one of 3 webinars we're going to do this spring. And next month, we're going to do one that helps concurrent enrollment coordinators at their cooperating institutions understand the utility of the website. And then in April, we will do it for teachers. Everyone is welcome right now, but today we're really focusing on graduate institutions that can offer courses, certificates, and course sequences for teachers to get the graduate credits they need. So once again, this is the brainchild of a collaboration between MHEC and another one of our regional entities, the Northeast Wisconsin Educational Resource Alliance, also known as New Era. They had already developed this in their part of Wisconsin, and they really needed to scale it up. So we came together and decided to do this as a regional undertaking. It's also important to understand that this is all really coming out of a change in 2015 of the language used by the Higher Learning Commission. That's the regional, or used to be called the regional accreditor for higher ed institutions in this part of the country. And at that time, they clarified the language that spoke to the qualifications an instructor needs to have to teach a course for college credit. And essentially what it said is, even if you're a high school teacher teaching high school students in a high school classroom, you need to meet the same set of requirements to teach that course as someone doing something similar on the local community college or university campus. And what that ends up being is either a master's degree in the discipline in which you are teaching or a master's degree in something else. And we all know that for teachers, that's usually ed admin, curriculum and instruction, any number of education fields. But if you're teaching, let's say, biology for concurrent enrollment credit, then what you need to be doing then is having an additional 18 graduate credits in biology or whatever other field you are teaching. So that is what happened in 2015. And ever since then, institutions have really kind of scrambled to figure out, okay, how are we going to get teachers the courses they need in order to meet these expectations? Just so you know, as a reminder, originally there was a phase-in period where HLC had granted some extensions, And so schools that were offering concurrent enrollment programs had until September 1st, 2022 for all of their teachers to meet these expectations. Then when COVID hit, HLC was very gracious and extended that deadline by another year. So the deadline now for institutions offering concurrent enrollment classes in high school for their teachers to meet these expectations is September 1st, 2023. And I will let you know that if you kind of follow our work at MHEC, we are convening another set of working and thought groups this spring to begin to think forward to what happens on September 1st, 2023, when that deadline occurs. And we know from talking to everyone in our 12 member states that most states will not be able to meet this deadline. So we are mindful of that too. So once again, if you have any questions about Graduate Credit Quest or this process, please let us know in the Q&A section. All right, so let's get back to Graduate Credit Quest. It is a website designed to meet the needs of 3 different groups. The first group being universities that offer graduate credits. Right now, we are limiting this to universities in the 12 MHEC states, where they can list graduate courses they have developed for high school teachers. Now, not all of them have been developed specifically for high school teachers, but there will be some places where they just think they have some that really meet the needs of some of the teachers out there seeking the 18 additional credits on top of their usually education masters. And that is who we are talking to today in this webinar specifically. But others can still learn a lot and still move forward in your collaboration with GCQ by watching this webinar. A second group are the teachers themselves. Once those courses are populated on the website by the folks at the universities, then the teachers can go in and search for them and say, hey, oh, that's one I need, or wait, that's interesting, or that's offered at a time that I can actually take it. Because that's what they were finding is they were just doing this in Wisconsin with Wisconsin teachers and universities. There just weren't enough folks there to make it a worthwhile endeavor. But as we try to bring in universities from all 12 MHEC states, we're going to have a much broader range of courses and a much broader range of times and formats, et cetera. So that is what we are trying to do in service to everyone. We've originally envisioned this being open to high school teachers in Midwestern states, but we are getting a lot of interest from outside the Midwest. So we are really contemplating opening it up to teachers from across the nation because it's still good for our universities and it doesn't have any negative impact on our teachers. We really want to make sure that we're serving our region, but this is by opening it up to a broader range of teachers, that still works too. And we are in constant conversation with NACEP, College and the High School Alliance, and a number of other national organizations that help us access the teacher population. You haven't seen a push on that yet, though, because we are still recruiting universities, really trying to build up that course catalog that is that we're able to share on the website. The third group of stakeholders and audiences that we've designed Graduate Credit Quest to serve are concurrent enrollment program coordinators, sometimes also called concurrent enrollment program liaisons. These are the folks at the cooperating schools who actually oversee and supervise the teachers who are out in the high schools teaching the courses for college credit. These are the folks who would look at a teacher's transcript and say, oh, yes, you meet the expectations. We're going to be comfortable sharing this information at HLC on their next site visit or the next audit. Whereas they might also say, no, I don't think that's going to work. One of the things that we've really tried to do with Graduate Credit Quest is try to make sure that there is a lot of conversation and connection among these 3 constituent groups, particularly between the teachers and the concurrent enrollment program coordinators. And we've heard, unfortunately, some pretty sad stories about teachers who took their time and their money, all that energy, took some courses, and then when they went back to their coordinator at their participating institution, the courses didn't meet their needs. It wasn't in line with how they interpreted the HLC requirements. And so we want to make sure that before teachers sign up for courses, they are indeed making sure with their coordinator that they meet the needs of that institution. So I'm going to stop right now. We're going to do a little poll. I'm really interested among the 93 participants on the webinar right now. Can you please go ahead and tell us, are you from a university? Are you a teacher or someone representing or working with teachers, or are you a concurrent enrollment program coordinator?
Hi, Jenny. While this is going on, we do have one question that says, COVID is still rampant, and any chance that HLC would grant another extension?
Okay, so that is my colleague, Mary at MHEC. I also have three colleagues from MHEC answering questions and helping me too, and that's Mary Robertson. So Mary, on that, I have not had that conversation in and of itself with HLC, but it is important for you all to know that I'm in regular conversation with the folks at HLC, making sure that they are hearing from our constituents and our stakeholders about how difficult a transition and a lift this is, and about the status of efforts in our various states. I have no idea if that has been discussed or not, but I will put that on the list of things that I will ask them about the next time I'm chatting with the folks at HLC. So I do see that someone's hand is raised. We're not doing verbal questions, but if you do have a question with your hand raised, go ahead and put that in Q&A, and we can make sure that that gets to me. In the meantime, let's see who we've got. We've got about 38% of university folks here. Great. About 8% of teachers or teacher reps or teacher folks who work with teachers, and then 54% concurrent enrollment program coordinators, which is fantastic because you guys are central to these efforts. And actually, like I said, you're going to get a lot out of this webinar. You'll get even more out of the next one. But I also am trying to connect with all of you guys to get more of this work done in this, 18-month crunch now that we have till the deadline in 2023. All right. So let's move on. Here's a question. It looks like there's another question in Q&A. Is that one I can answer now, Mary, or is that one I should wait on?
I think you can wait on that one, Jenny.
Okay, great. Yeah. And there will be a Q&A section at the end. It's going to make it a lot easier then too, but I'm definitely happy to answer the questions as we go if they are really on point and make sense at the time, which the last one did. Okay, moving on. Just so you all are aware, these are the 12 states served by MHEC, the Midwestern Higher Education Compact, but also by Graduate Credit Quest at this time. And you can see that we've got North and South Dakota, Nebraska, and Kansas. We have Minnesota, Iowa, and Missouri, Wisconsin, Illinois, Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio. So again, those are our primary targets right now, our only targets for universities and our primary targets for teachers, but just, there's a lot of interest and we will try to expand this to a national scope as soon as we feel like we've really met the need regionally. And this is taken from the GCQ landing page, which we'll go take a look at pretty soon. Greg's going to give us a little tour through that. And what you'll see is we've got an active tally on the right-hand side of how many universities have submitted courses, how many courses are out there, and how many teachers have signed up. And right now, like I said, it's a fairly low number of teachers, but that's the next push after we get more of the universities up and running. So just so you understand the timeline for some of this implementation, if you're wondering what's going on here, last year we started with state buy-in. We are still doing that. We're trying to make sure that our various states at the state level are aware of the work we do and on board for the work we do. We know that everything involved with any type of public education, but also higher education, involves a state's presence. And in many of the states, these efforts for up-credentialing teachers are subsidized by the state. So we do need to make sure that they're there. They are on board. There is a place on the website where you'll see a state-by-state set of pages where you get a lot of information about concurrent enrollment activities, dual credit activities in the state, whether it's the legislation, the policy, but it's also, in some states, there's money for teachers to take courses. And we're trying to put all of the logos from all the institutions involved with this work on these pages. So again, it's a nice snapshot of where you can get the information in one place. For those of you in this space, you'll realize there aren't a lot of places where you can just go and find out this information. And as we move through this, you'll see that we at GCQ and MEC aspire for this to be kind of a hub and an information sharing place where all things connected to specifically concurrent enrollment, but also dual enrollment can come together. So as I said, right now, we are actively in phase 2 of our recruitment efforts, and that's to get the institutions, and that's, again, the universities, the ones offering the graduate courses on board. I know sometimes it gets really confusing to say institution because sometimes institutions are also the ones offering the concurrent enrollment courses in high schools. But again, right now we're looking at universities that offer the graduate credits for the teachers. We will be moving into phase 3 of active recruitment, teachers and concurrent enrollment coordinators. All of you folks can join now. There's no limit on that. But as far as our active push to recruit you and onboard you, it will be much more active as we move into the summer and beyond in 2022. And then finally, in an ongoing fashion, we do want to be a hub for this type of communication. Again, we do have HLC as one of our stakeholders. All 12 MEC states fall within the historic catchment region for HLC. So we do have a nice relationship with them and have had a really good set of conversations over the years about this. And they've been very open to listening about the challenges and the challenges that have been arisen so far and those that are yet out there. So look for more and stay involved. We've got a number of working groups we'd love you to participate in. Okay, well, let's go back one, actually, and let's do another poll. Mary's going to help us with that. So I'm just interested, if you are from a graduate institution, a university, and one of our folks here today, can you tell us, do you have some online graduate courses specifically designed to serve concurrent enrollment instructors? And again, that can be folks who are already doing it and have an extension and an improvement plan, whatever they're calling it. And then also folks who say, no, I want to get these credentials and I want to get into a concurrent enrollment situation. So let's see. Okay, this is exciting. Yep, we're kind of going neck and neck, little racing there. Okay, it looks like about 42% of the folks who are from a university, or maybe, I guess it's 42% of those of you answering, and there are 45 out of the 95 on the webinar who have answered this, 42% or 19 say, yes, we definitely have some courses designed to serve concurrent enrollment teachers. 16 or 36% say, no, we don't. And then 10 or 22% say you're not sure. So again, this is a set of conversations I invite you to have with us. We'd love to find out. If you're not sure, we'd love to find out with you if you've got some opportunities. If you don't have them, we'd love to have a conversation with you or folks at your institution to see if there are some things already happening that might lend themselves to this. And then, of course, those of you who do have these kinds of courses, we would love for you to consider listing them on Graduate Credit Quest. All right. So let's get into, again, a little bit more about this phase 2 that we're doing. Who are we talking to today and who are we actively recruiting right now? We are recruiting universities to put graduate courses online that teachers could take to meet these requirements. So again, specifically universities, and especially courses developed to meet teachers' needs. They don't have to be, but we have, in talking to a number of our university partners, found that even if you're putting out just your general graduate courses, there is often a need, if you're getting a lot of the teachers taking them, to tweak them so that they do meet the teachers' needs and experiences. But again, we'll take any type of courses that might meet people's needs. So I'm going to give you a brief overview of what an institution does. I'm going to narrate that, and then Greg is going to show you actually on the website. So the first thing you'll do is you'll go to the landing page, and you'll see a place where universities can click sign up. And you're going to sign up. You're going to fill in the information, which will show you what that looks like. Then you're going to receive an access code. And that's because we are going to make sure that you're a real university. It won't take us long to do that, but we are going to look up your accreditation, and we are going to make sure that only folks whose work we trust shows up on this website. We're doing that to protect everyone. Then you will use that to log in. You will log in on your account, and then you're going to have the option to submit courses. If you only have a few, I recommend maybe doing it by hand. It's a very simple set of fields to fill out, but we prefer, and we hope you do too, that you do a bulk upload. We can take a CSV file, an Excel file. We might even be able to take a couple of other formats, but we can always find that out. And you will see linked on the website, it'll actually be up later today or tomorrow, an Excel spreadsheet that gives you the fields that are possible to be uploaded onto the website. You don't have to fill them all in. We're going to take a look at those today, and you'll see that maybe you don't want to post a syllabus, or maybe you don't know the name of the instructor yet, but we want to show you all that's possible. And then if you ever think of a field that you would really like to see, or you have some questions, let us know. We want this to be a very conversational relationship, a very mutual relationship. And if we need to change something to meet the needs of our constituents, we're eager to do so. Anyways, let's say you get them bulk uploaded and you put in the various dates you want to turn them off and on. All we need you to do is respond to our reminders. We will be reminding you on a regular basis. Hey, summer's coming up. Do you want to add something? Do you want to turn some? Are you offering some courses again? So check that box and we'll put it into the summer course listings. Or do you want to, or do you not want to offer it? Check a different box. There are different ways to do this. What we need is for you to have someone on your end at the university receiving those emails and responding to them. And then finally, beyond that, we'd love to have you contribute to website content. We're looking for blog postings about your programs. We're looking for testimonials from teachers or from departments. We're trying, again, to create a space where this conversation can happen and move the whole field forward. We also would love to see you contribute and join some of our advisory groups. All right, so we're about to get into the good stuff. We're going to show you what it looks like when an institution signs up. And then we're going to, and what it would look like to get those courses in there. And then we are going to give you a brief tour to show you what, as a teacher is searching for them, it looks like to the teachers, because I think everyone always wants to know that as well. So before I turn this over to Greg, there are Q&A in chat. Mary, is there anything there I need to pay attention to right now?
Nope. Leah's covering the questions.
Awesome. Thank you. Leah is one of my other colleagues who is on here with us, Leah Reinert, doing a great job. Thank you, Leah. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to let Greg take over. Thank you, Greg.
You're welcome, Jenny. All right. Hello, everybody. I am Greg Diedrich. I am with Stellar Blue Technologies. We helped create the website for Graduate Credit Quest. So now you can see my screen. Can you verify that for me, Jenny?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the landing page.
Yep. So this is what you will see when you first go to graduatecreditquest.org. This page is where you can navigate to see all the high-level things in general about the website. What is it? The studies, the geographic area that it's going to be covering. And as Jenny mentioned, these little ticker statistics will update it and increase as universities, courses, and teachers get added to it. So it's a live little thing that you get to see, which is nice, and everything for it. So I suggest going to the website just to look around in general. But the meat and potatoes of what I'm here for is to actually help you to understand what a university would need to do to first sign up. So initially, you'll come over to the right-hand side of the screen in the upper right corner. You will see an option that says sign in. So when you press sign in, you're going to get many options. Once you are actually signed up and do it the first time, you will be able to put in your login and you'll be able to access your area right away. But the first things first, you will actually have to click one of these two buttons that we actually have to modify a little bit, but you'll click this first one and it will bring up a list for you to do. So this is for what a university would sign up for to ensure that Jenny and her team can show that you're accredited university and get on this so that you can either send the bulk import of your courses, or you can fill them out as you need them. So the first thing is you put in all these information. So I'm going to just give you a quick rundown of it. So I'm going to just use a lot of text. I'm not going to actually put names in here for it because I'm just doing it to show you what it looks like. So you can put in all the information. The ones that are mandatory have the little asterisks by them, obviously. So you can put in Jenny's phone number in here. And then you put in the address. I'm putting real information here just because it's faster for me to type. And then you put in your information. So this is all the required information that you need is the ones that have asterisks again. But if you want to, you can fill out the other additional information as you go. And then I'm not going to use the contact username default to Magic. So you would do this, and then after you're done, you press submit. Oh, I gotta do that. Okay. And if you do anything in error, just like it did, I didn't have the correct thing for the state. It actually brought me back up to it to not allow it. So then when you're done, you will get a little thing that says your request has been submitted. So this is a point where you're not going to get instant response or anything. This is where Jenny and her team are actually going to be verifying your information and everything to send you a separate information with your login and how to get set up on or with your login information to get onto the site. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you what it looks like once you get on it. So once you get your login and password, you will go in, press sign in, and put in your username and your password. And this is what you will see after, which looks a lot the same of what you would normally see. But you will notice that up in the top right corner, it actually now has managed courses. So this is showing that you are actually a university and you want to go into this area to actually be able to see what you have and to add, create new courses and everything for it. So this is one that already has a couple courses built into it. You would at this time be talking with Jenny and saying, I have 500 courses that I need to upload, or I only have 2. And that's where we would decide whether or not you would want to bulk import. And bulk importing is very easy. You just dump the data into a CSV file that you have, and you would send it to Jenny and her team, and they would upload the information for you and everything for it. So, or you can actually create a new course. So I will stop a little bit. When you go through this, there's always this little tutorial video button that you can press that's right on it that actually has a quick little video demonstration of what you would need to do in order to create the new courses manually right on this page. So let's go with, you aren't bulk importing your courses because you only have a couple or 5 and you just want to get it done and everything. And it is very easy for you. So you can just come over and press create new course. And this is where Jenny was saying that there's all the fields are things that you should know for reference for it. But you would go in and it will actually have your university already selected because that will be set up with your username and your password. But you would go in and actually choose the field of study that you're looking to create. So I will just say art because I just always gravitate towards art. What the type of method is it classroom? Is it online? Is it hybrid? Is it synchronous online, asynchronous online, whatever it may be. So we're just going to choose online here because who doesn't like art online? Then you would put in.
Greg, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm going to tell folks, if there's a field of study that you have a course in and it's not there, let us know. We can fix that. Likewise, if there's a modality for delivery and you need us to tweak it, we can do that.
Yep, completely. Always available to have things make it better for you and have a better user experience. So then you would put in the course number, whatever it might be, and we'll just say, what's the course title is Mosaics. I don't know if that's a good art title, but how many credits it is. So this is where you would actually choose if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many credits the course is actually doing. What the course description is, faculty contact name, their email, their phone number, contact name. So I'm just actually probably not going to fill this out because it's kind of redundant for this stuff, but you'll type it if there's an online resource URL. So if you have something for the registration or information leading to the course, please make sure that you have that defined here. The course application, actually, this is where the register was, because you'll find out in a little bit when a teacher gets onto this, we actually give them first off a way to create a path that they want to be taking with the courses that they're taking. And then we can allow them to register for those specific classes based on their time frame of when they want that path to be completed. So we will actually give that option to them once a teacher is logged in. So you will choose whether it's a sequence, a certificate, or a degree. And then
and I'll just add, some of these are going to be one-offs. But if the course is part of a sequence or a certificate or a degree, you can check one or more of these boxes, which is building in the ability later as we expand Graduate Credit Quest to deal more specifically with established sequences, certificates, and degrees. We aren't there yet. We're still really working on that individual course level, but we want the teacher to know if it's a part of a degree or a sequence. And then what we're doing at this point with those is if it is part of something like that, we are asking to direct them to the person they would talk to at the university to find out more about that. Again, we don't want someone wasting time taking a bunch of random courses when maybe making a few different choices would allow that person to gain a certificate or to do something that builds to a credential rather than just a set of credits.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Jenny. So then we get, more into the meat and potatoes. So you'll actually go in and talk about the start and end date. What's the term? Is it open or closed? What the section code is, the faculty contact name, faculty contact email, and the information about the course. Again, some more information about all of that. So these are things that you would know as you are creating and uploading them to it. And at that point in time, you can just press publish, which will automatically publish it onto the site. And I will say that everything is always editable after. So if you go in and go, it's not supposed to be March, it's supposed to be April, or it's supposed to be winter, not spring or summer courses, you can always go in and change those as, and I'll show that to you in a second. You can press back because you typed in something wrong or you changed your mind and wanted to do a bulk import because I just want to do the 20 that I have and bulk import it. You can do that at that time too. Publish and create a new course if you're doing multiple at the same time, or you can just negate all that and create a whole new course at that point in time too. So this is what you would do to create the courses. And then once you get the course uploaded, you will actually see them under your in your main screen when you log in to press manage courses. So if I go in here, I'm not going to mess around with a lot of this stuff because this is live data, but you will actually be able to see what your information is. And like I said before, you can come in and actually change the information. So like this one doesn't have as much in here, so they could actually update it and create it a little bit more. So yes, so this is what it would look like, and you can come in and you can actually edit it and change it. So that if I went in here and changed something, I just press save, and then it's live with that current data. Am I missing anything on there, Jenny, that you would want?
I don't think so. We do have we have a question here, so I'm going to answer it here. It's saying we have courses that can be taken individually as part of a certificate or as part of a degree. How do we check all three of these options? We don't want courses to be tied only to a degree, and then teachers would not see them as flexible. So if it's not obvious, we can definitely make it obvious. We want there to be courses that if someone wants to take them individually, fine. But we do want to make them aware that it also is part of a certificate. So you can check all three of those boxes if you need to. And so we might need to add a box, Greg. I'm wondering, do we need to
select all that apply?
And they are all individual. I mean, that's the thing is we're really starting with courses that can be taken individually, but it's important to know it's also part of a sequence or a degree. I'm not sure if I answered your question, but if I didn't, let me know. But we're happy to tweak it or to clarify if that is something that we need to do.
Yeah, and
so individual is default. That's right.
Yeah. So then you can go in and you can check all the boxes you want. Mm-hmm. And we'll see if we can update that to say select all that apply. Perfect. Okay, so that is what it would look like as a university. When you are coming in as a teacher, and again, the same way of getting signed in, you will first initially have to press sign in.
While you're doing that, Greg, I will answer a question that came out. Someone had asked about signing up as a concurrent enrollment liaison or coordinator. So it's on that front page. You can see today we just did universities, but you can see there's also a place for teachers to sign up and for concurrent enrollment program coordinators. It says learn more, but maybe we need to change that too, because you can sign up using that button as a concurrent enrollment coordinator.
Perfect. Yes, and anything to make your user life experience better.
Let us know. We're really happy to make those changes.
So again, here I am now logged in. So this would be again after you press sign in and you signed up and sent the email to Jenny and her team to get the username and login. At that point in time, when you log in with your credentials, you will get this screen, which again, looks the same, except for there's a little different up here because up on the top right screen, instead of saying sign in or manage courses, it says my plan, because now you are creating a plan for you as a teacher. So when you go into here, you're going to actually get it. Looks completely different than the last screens that we were looking at, because this actually has your information as a teacher and what you are looking at for courses and everything to continue your education for this. So initially you have your dashboard, which has all your information. And then this is where you can actually track your journey. So how far you've come across the path that you have created. So as I go in here, this is going to be the ones that you have selected as your path. And then you can also go in here, and if you had completed credits that you had already completed, you can actually have those involved in here as well. So, but the first thing that you're wanting to do is actually to create your path, or to find the courses that you're looking for and everything. So what we do for that would be up here and press find your courses. So if I come in here and press find my courses, you're going to actually be able to go in and search for what you're specifically looking for. So your whatever path you're looking for, whatever everything it is, you can come in and you can choose that. So that might be you choosing a specific college or university and looking to see what they specifically have, what the field of study is that you're looking for, the dates that you're available to do that, credits that you're looking for, everything. Or if you know specifically what you're looking for, you can type in a keyword here. For me, lack of knowing all the courses and everything, I'm going to choose a college or university here for it. So I am going to just select Minnesota. So this actually brings and automatically sorts. You saw this change here, and I can choose multiple universities as well, and then also choose the field of study that I'm looking to create it for, so that it will mine down for that school what courses are available for it. So that's a bad example because there's nothing for that. I believe art is always the good choice. Yes, it is. So I go in and right here, it pops up. So I did Minnesota State University and art. And it came back with this one class that I have. Actually, it looks like I put it on my path already, so I'm going to actually remove it quick. So now you'll see that ART 590 is an option. I can learn more about it to see what specifically it is. So it'll pop up and be able to give you this, and you can add it to your plan right off the bat, or you can enroll if it's your that needed to. I suggest just adding to your plan right away, because then you can come back and look at seeing what you all selected. So you can go through and choose all these courses. It's not actually registering you when you're pressing add to my plan. It is just putting it in the backside of your on your dashboard, so you can choose to register for it later. So this is where you can get.
Perfect. Thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt, Greg, but I do have something I want to make sure I draw to people's attention. So university folks, we're not going to take over your registration process. We're going to direct them to wherever you want them to go. We know that for some of these courses, you're going to want people to register as special students, but we do know that these are courses designed where you don't have to take the GRE and be admitted to a master's program or a doctoral program, et cetera. These are specifically not those kinds of courses, but it might mean then that you have a special registration page. And we want you to give us the information that would link from where Greg was just showing you to the appropriate place, the right contact information. Also, for concurrent enrollment coordinators, once the teacher adds it to the plan, they can, the teacher, and I'll let Greg show you, can click so that you automatically receive a note saying, hey, I'm interested in this. Does this meet our plans? Anyway, sorry, Greg. I wanted to make sure I caught that.
No, I love it. Thank you. Yes. So I'm just going in, as you can see, if you're following me on the screen, I'm just kind of going in right now and choosing. Obviously, an art teacher probably won't also have biology, but I'm just selecting classes so you can see, because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there are dual purposes for it. So, but once you've gone through and selected those, or just went through the options that you had. So if you wanted to go through and come in here and just, I want English 615. I like history. I want to put that on my path. You can come through and just add these to your path. And then when you're done, you can come up here again and press my plan. So when we do that, you're going to actually be able to come in here and see the things that you have added to your path in general. So like you can see, there's the history one, the biology, the English are all right here. So this is so I can see what it is. It tells me the dates they are. And as Jenny was mentioning, we're not taking, or they're not taking over your enrollment process. So me as teacher, I like this one. It's an August class. It's going to be perfect for me. I can come here and press enroll. And you're going to see that this actually takes them off of the Graduate Quest site and brings them to the enrollment form that you, the university, would be depicting and wanting the individuals to do. So then this is where you would take over that aspect of their progression and getting them set up to be in that course. So I definitely will not fill out anything on this page, because I can't fix it after. But just from a specific, you can do that with all of them. So that's where earlier, and even if you do sign up without putting those into it, Jenny can work with you to make sure that we have the correct links involved with every one of your courses and everything that gets entered.
Absolutely. And I'm going to jump in here and do a plug for our Minnesota State colleagues who are on the call today. And if you have some questions for them, I bet they can help us answer them. We've worked really closely with Minnesota State. They have a wonderful system that serves the teachers who teach at their institutions, but also the universities offering their courses. There will be different times when you are looking for courses and things, when you'll see something pop up. And we'll ask, if you're a teacher, if you teach for a Minnesota State school, make sure that you take this path. Or if you want to take a course from a Minnesota State college, there are just some different ways of doing it, but we've tried really hard to make sure that there is a pop-up and a different path you can take. If you're looking at some of these opportunities and there's any question whatsoever, give us an email or call us. We're happy to help to make sure we get you to the right place. Beauty at Minnesota is that their system has people that answer the phone call. I believe it's 24/7 about theirs. So they really have, they've done a great job with this. So I just wanted to let you know, because they are fabulous.
Yes. So then this is where you would be able to do that. And again, as you complete the courses, you can, well, the request is pending, everything for these. So yes, you can do that. You can come in and you can delete them. You can check them saying they're completed. So this is where I would come over here and check it. I would complete it. And it would actually, so I'm going to do that right now. So you can see right here, it actually added a little thing because my course is actually tracking. I'm progressing in my journey of life. Or you can delete it. So you're like, I definitely don't want to do advanced computer graphics, modeling, and animation. So you can delete this. So I'm going to take that one off, and then it's no longer there in your path. So it doesn't get clouded with what your actual journey should look like. And that's pretty much it, right, Jenny? Anything else I missed?
No, you did great. Thank you so much, Craig. If you can just stay here in the back end of things, though, that would be great, because we'd love to open it up for some more questions. We had a lot of folks ask. So we've had a recommendation, which I think is great, that where you check the 3 boxes, like this is part of a sequence, a certificate, or a degree. Also do standalone, and then you can mark, like we said, we're going to change it to check all that apply, because sometimes they're going to stand alone, and sometimes they're going to stand alone, but also be part of a sequence. So we're going to make that change. We've also had a recommendation just to somehow make it more evident, and maybe that will do it, that the default setting is that courses are offered individually. And then third, we had a recommendation that we work on where the concurrent enrollment sign up is. I didn't realize that link is not taking us to a sign-in page for the concurrent enrollment liaison. So we're going to have to work on that, but that won't be hard, because we do want the concurrent enrollment coordinators to be able to get in there, take a look at courses, recommend them, send them, and connect with and have a two-way conversation with their teachers. I think as we originally designed this, we thought it would be the teachers mainly conversing with and communicating with the coordinators, but I'm now seeing, I'm getting to know more of the coordinators, and you guys are really doing an amazing job. So you guys need to drive some of these efforts and pull and point your teachers to these too. So we need to make that more two-way. So those are just some of the recommendations that came in. So we'll get that, those things will be addressed right away. I'm also seeing a couple of questions here. Okay, what is the best way to begin offering concurrent enrollment? Okay, so that I will, I'll answer that one separately. Best thing to do would be for that person to contact me offline. And we'll give you my information at the end of this. Fees and charges. There are no fees and charges. This is one of the things that we, as your concurrent enrollment, as your regional higher ed compact, do for you. For those of you who aren't familiar with regional higher ed compacts, we are created in state statute. The state pays us a little bit of money each year, and we have revenues that come in through some of our programs and then through grant funding. And we are here to serve you. And when we see an emergent need like this issue with concurrent enrollment, we try to meet it. And so this is something that we are doing on your behalf because it's important. Here's a question. Will syllabi be uploaded at some point so departments can vet courses? So we've talked about this. I've got some of the tech folks online. I don't know. I want to say that the issue with the syllabi had something to do with accessibility or something, but I think being able to upload a syllabus would be fine. Jim, is that something you would know how to speak to, or can do we need to get back to folks on that?
I think we would want to get back to folks. I'd want to go back into the history of what we talked about. I do remember talking about that, Jenny, and something happened there, but I want to look at that a little bit.
You bet. So John, we'll get back to you on that. It is something we've talked about more than once, because you're right, that concurrent enrollment coordinator needs to see what is covered in that syllabus in order to know, does this course meet the needs of the HLC expectations as they are interpreted on our campus? And Mary has provided folks in the chat with the contact for GCQ at mech.org. Yep. You can sign up for a demo. You can sign up for any type of help that we can offer you. We really want to make sure that you are successful by making this successful. How do teachers pay for courses? Well, that's going to depend on the teacher and on the courses and everything else. So I can give you an example. In several of our states, there is state money available for those. Generally, though, the state money only pays for courses taken in the state at the participating institutions. I can tell you down the road, hopefully sooner rather than later, we are going to be trying to do a couple of things. One of the things I envision trying to do is once we've got more institutions up and running is maybe using our Midwest Student Exchange Program to help bring down the cost of some of those courses. Institutions historically that participate in that program do reduce the cost of out-of-state tuition. The other thing I've been thinking about doing is bringing some of those courses. If we begin to see that this works, this fills seats in all of our universities, I think we can talk about something collectively as a region that we could do to make it a little bit more affordable. But this issue of affording it is huge. Like I said, some states have opened up money, but in all of the states that have opened up money for this, some of the money is left on the table at the end. So we know it's not just an issue of paying for the courses. It's a lot for teachers to take this on. And it's a lot of their time. It's a lot of their energy. And so there are other things we need to do to support the teachers too. We're just trying to bite off one piece at a time to chew it. So again, these are the types of things we talk about and try to do some research on in our advisory group. So again, look for those emails, those calls for those groups this spring. Also look sometime in the middle of March. We collaborated last year with College and the High School Alliance and NACEP to convene a national panel to really talk about this as a global. It's part of the general teacher shortage, but it's also about this big transition happening in P20 education, the last 2 years of high school, the first 2 years of college. We know that things are changing rapidly. So this is not going away, but teacher education doesn't really align with it. Anyway, we've got a great paper coming out on this whole teacher pipeline dilemma. In the middle of March, we'll be doing a webinar specific to that, and then we will be having some spin-off groups to be working on pieces of it. So again, I encourage you to reach out and let us know if you want to be involved in those conversations. We don't know. So I'm getting a few more questions here. Yes, plenty of faculty do not like the idea of uploading syllabi because it's intellectual property. We definitely talked about that. It would not be something mandatory by any means. If we did manage to do it, it would definitely be just an option. And then as far as HLC granting a further extension, we just don't know. One of the things we're doing with this paper, the teacher pipeline paper, is I would say the upshot is this. Thank you, HLC, for granting us 5, now 6, 7, now 8 years of an extension. I don't think any of us realize just how complex it is to get this accomplished. And though 8 years seems generous, it wasn't enough. And because it is so many things that we have to change and so many pieces of the system that have to work together. So I don't know. Did I get most of the questions answered, et cetera? And I hope that you're getting the idea that we're flexible, we're responsive, and we really want to help you. So but we got to get those courses in there. That's what gives us the power to attract those teachers. I think we're finishing here. I want to, Mary has posted it in the chat, and I will just remind you, we will be sending out an email tomorrow that will have a link to this webinar, and of course, have links it'll have the slides, and it'll also get you to the website. It'll get you to the field of the Excel spreadsheet that has the course fields in it. It'll also give you all the contact information to connect with all of us at Graduate Credit Quest. We're also letting you know that there will be an assessment let us know how we did on the webinar. And there will also be some more information in there so we can continue to make contact with all of your institutions, coordinators, and teachers. We really need to build our contact list so that this becomes more successful. And then I will let you all know, I mentioned in some of these answers, we are going to be deploying a survey of concurrent enrollment coordinators this spring. And one of the things we're going to try to find out is, what area of courses do you need the most? Because that's what my institutions really want to know. They're like, I don't know if I want to open up something and not have anyone show up. So we're really going to try to get some numbers on, and we have some state level numbers at different places, but we want a region-wide understanding of what do we need the most of. We know we don't need 20 new sections of German, but we might need 20 more sections of certain types of English courses or math courses. So Anything else? Am I forgetting anything? Probably. That's okay. That's why we have email and phones. So, all right, everyone, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. And just let us know how we can help. Bye-bye.